The following program may contain strong language. All of the comments and opinions expressed do not reflect the views of anyone but those making said comments. If you decide to continue listening to this program, it is assumed that you are not easily offended and have a broad sense of humor. Now that all that's out of the way, enjoy! Welcome, everybody. Episode 11 to the Mike and Billy Show. Hello. Hey, Billy.
Hello.
Mike Wendt with you.
Billy Finnegan here.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm not bad. I'm a little tired, but I'm powering through.
You look like you're a little tired.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah. You carried a lot of baggage in with you, and by that I mean under your eyes.
It's been a long week.
Yes.
It's been a long week.
It's only Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. It's been
wow.
But yeah, hockey.
That's right. Hockey's back.
Back into the swing of things, and it's good but tiring. Bruins 2-0. We're on pace to go 48-0 this season.
Right.
Undefeated, I'm sure. Got all the confidence in the world, but
oh my God.
But yeah, we had the opener Saturday night, which was awesome. I mean, we won. It was a great game. I got fucking way too intoxicated to.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I saw you Saturday night.
Yeah, it was not a good scene. But then and then Monday afternoon, MLK Day, we had the matinee.
Yes, at 1 o'clock.
Was that yesterday? Jesus, it feels like a year ago.
Yesterday.
Oh, it feels like an eternity. But yeah, and won again in a shootout. And two things I can't stand in hockey are afternoon games and shootouts, and we got to mix both of them right off the bat. They got right out.
It was like liquor before beer.
Oh, it was
and beer before liquor. There it is.
Because the afternoon games I'm never awake for.
Mm-hmm.
I can never especially we've mentioned the hours that we keep. So I'm getting home at 6 o'clock. And now it's like, okay, there's a 1 p.m. game, so that means I got to get up around 11:30 just so I'm coherent enough to watch the game.
11:30?
God forbid, right? 11:30?
11:30? I would have gone all the way up to, 12:45.
Yeah, I like to have at least one cup of coffee in me before the game starts.
I mean, you could still have that. I mean,
I don't. My coffees are about that big.
Oh,
and
wow.
I do about 3 or 4 of them a day.
Wow,
a little bit wired.
You're a big man.
A little wired.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
not right now. You skipped out on a couple of them.
Yeah, I ran out of coffee today, and I tried. I had that last. It was like that last little corner of the can.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like it's just going to be watered down, but you just try anyway, and you put it in the coffee maker, and you have that first fucking cup, and you chew that back, and you're just like,
this wasn't even worth it.
Oh, I feel worse than I did.
You would have been better off eating it.
Probably. Because I realized this a while ago that I'm heavily addicted to caffeine.
Yeah.
And that's not just like, I like my coffee. No, like, I go through withdrawal symptoms. The first time I realized it, I was sick probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I've been drinking roughly a pot of coffee every morning since I was like 14, 15 years old.
A pot of coffee?
Roughly a pot of coffee.
Wow.
I
thought I was bad.
Just to get right is the best way to put it. Just to get right.
My levels, my levels need checking
just
here.
To get my fix every day. And I got really sick probably 4 years ago or so, like fever, in bed, not immobile for a few days. And I came out of being sick, and that first day I was, rehydrating and fluids and all that stuff. But I had this, like someone put an axe right across my forehead and down the side of my face, splitting headache for like a day and a half, and I couldn't figure it out. And my mother called to see how I was doing. I'm like, I'm fine, but I got this horrible headache. And she goes, well, have you had any coffee? I go, no, not since I got sick. Mm-hmm. She goes, it's caffeine withdrawals. Go have a couple cups of coffee and a couple Advil, and you'll be all right. Sure enough, made myself a pot of coffee, had about 4 Advil, and within 2 or 3 hours, I was back to normal. And the same thing happened about a week or so ago. I ran out of coffee. And I went the day without coffee. Dumbass me, went the day without coffee. Figured, Denise is always saying I'm dehydrated. I don't drink enough water. So I'm like, I'll drink water today. I'm not tired. I've got plenty of rest. sure enough, that headache right over the eyebrows starts again. And I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm going through withdrawal symptoms again. And I've never been a junkie, so this is the only thing I can relate to. It's like, this is my withdrawal symptoms.
Okay. I didn't know.
And sure enough, I went downstairs to the coffee maker, had myself a couple cups of donut shop, and I was right in a couple hours.
You know, usually I have those types of headaches, those weird pains, but it's after not watching porn for a while.
Oh, those withdrawal symptoms.
It's usually like right in the wrist too, that area. But no,
oh man, I also got a little bit of carpal tunnel, but it's not in that wrist. It's in my other wrist.
Oh, okay.
It's in my free hand. It's in the stranger, if you will. It's in the stranger, and that acted up last week too. It's that sharp shooting pain down from the pinky finger, from the tip of the pinky down
right
about just past the wrist.
Yeah.
And you can't pick anything up. You feel like an invalid because it's like even trying to pick up like this mouse, like my hand would feel like it's breaking.
All from masturbating.
Wow. With the stranger.
Well, you know,
it doesn't have the experiance.
You know,
he's just a little guy.
And Billy Joel never warned you.
He doesn't have a Popeye arm over here.
Billy Joel never warned you about that danger of the stranger. But I've gotten those withdrawals from coffee, but I don't drink nearly as much as you do.
Yeah.
I probably go through,
and it's probably not a good thing. The fact that I drink this much.
Yeah, well, but I think that's one of my biggest things is, you know, I try to drink water.
Yeah.
Because you should hydrate yourself. But I drink more coffee than anything.
See, I do, and I usually have.
And I don't drink soda. I don't drink anything else. But it's coffee and water, and that's it.
Yeah. The only time I'll have soda is if it's a mixer. That's the only time I'll use it.
Yeah, same here.
I can't stand it. But I usually have my giant water jug with me.
Yes, I'm aware of that one.
But a couple weeks ago, I stopped bringing it to work because one night I was refilling it at the water bubbler. I started to feel a little sick, and all of a sudden, I'm like, everybody in this place has the flu.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, we are sitting around a bunch of fucking outbreak monkeys here.
Ducks.
And I'm like, I went home, I bleached it, I washed it, I threw it in the dishwasher. I'm like, I'm not touching it. So I've been drinking just bottled water for about 2 weeks. Like unopened, unsealed. I'm like a weird germaphobe around here, but I'm not going to get sick.
Well,
like I felt a little of that, like, you know, that feeling in the back of your throat where you're like, oh shit. Oh shit!
Something's coming.
I need to get home. I need some vitamin C. I need some NyQuil. Yeah. I need to quarantine myself.
Same thing.
And that's exactly what I did. And I haven't gotten the flu. Everybody else around me's been sick.
Neither did I. And it's because Danny was so adamant about you're having airborne. I want you eating these. I want you drinking this. I had some that whatever the powdered vitamin C shit is.
Yeah, the emergency.
Yeah. I had that. I'm going downhill.
Same thing.
Because we're working around a lot of people with kids too. So if you're not getting the flu,
we're working with things that are right next to our mouths.
Absolutely.
We all speak into them. And I mean, everybody here, it's not everybody, but a lot of people will come in and Lysol the shit out of everything, the console and the microphones and everything.
Smart.
Which is brilliant.
They might
but
look,
there's that
they
one
might
guy
look
who
crazy.
doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's the one guy who doesn't, and he's sitting there hacking up a lung onto the microphone. You don't know, and then you come in and you do your thing, and it's like, I have a tickle in the back of my throat. Why do I feel? Why is my head kind of balloony right now?
Why do I taste bacon? Oh God. Oh. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, so it's terrifying, especially in this place and I guess I heard that by and large we're over the flu hump.
Oh, good.
I think the worst is behind most people. I don't know. I'm not taking any fucking chances.
I'm once again undefeated in not getting the flu shot and not getting the flu.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
It's mind control, Mike.
Absolutely.
That's what they're doing.
Weak-willed people get sick. That's what happens.
Yes.
That's what happens. That's what it is.
Yes. No, I really do. I mean, I love conspiracy theories just for the fun of them, but I really do think that the government is putting something in the flu vaccinations.
Absolutely.
They're making you dumber. And I'm just going to be king of you all.
Pretty soon it's going to be like They Live.
I can't wait to get my black sunglasses, walking around, telling people that I've come here to chew
bubble gum and kick
ass.
I actually picked that up on Blu-ray a couple weeks ago. Not the Best Buy incident from last week. Don't worry about that. I'm over that.
Okay.
But a couple weeks ago I got it.
Didn't I hear a rumor that they wanted to remake that movie?
I'm sure.
Which is so stupid because you can't top that movie.
I'm sure they have.
It's so good.
But I got it, and on the cover, they put a little white sticker with black font that says "Buy."
Oh, that's genius marketing.
It's a subtle thing that it's like, That's fucking funny.
I like stuff like that.
That's
though,
funny because that's one of those things that's like, they took that extra step for the fans.
Well, yes, exactly, and that's the fun thing about a lot of those types of movies, those B movies and stuff, is they do things for the fans.
When they do put them out
right.
When they re-release them or something like that on Blu-ray, it's usually for the fans. I mean, it's not like that's going to be a huge, mass market seller, if you will. Mom and pop aren't going to buy it for Christmas, but it's going to sell for the hardcores. And putting a little sticker on there was kind of a cool gesture just for us.
Very cool.
But yeah, I'm glad we didn't get sick. That much I'm glad. Keep the fluids up.
Just keep those fluids up.
Keep the fluids.
Just
keep the
pump
vitamins.
yourself full of fluids, baby.
If you can, take a shot of NyQuil.
Every now and then.
Especially if you don't have to set an alarm. It's the best night. I don't care what anybody says. If I don't have to set an alarm and I have a NyQuil sleep, it's the best sleep I ever have. It's a straight out 9-hour coma.
Just to knock me out?
Absolutely. Now, the problem is, of course, and everybody will have this complaint, I wake up and I feel all fuzzy and I got the balloon head feeling. That's because you don't naturally wake up. You're either setting an alarm or you have to wake up at a certain time for work or something. People have real lives. I get it. I don't have a real life.
we don't.
I don't have a real life. I have a weird life. But if I have that off chance where I get to I don't have to set an alarm, it's beautiful.
Oh,
it's a
great.
wonderful thing. I feel so refreshed after a NyQuil sleep if I can go all the way through.
Well, I mean, I can just go through a night and be fine. I don't need a NyQuil sleep, but believe me.
But it's nice.
One of these days, maybe I'll do it just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just to say, hey, bottoms up, Mike, and just take a pint of the green down. Or red. What would you prefer, red or green?
You got to go green death.
Green.
Absolutely.
It's the only, and to steal a phrase from Lewis Black, it's the only thing in the world that tastes like red and green. NyQuil.
Yeah, I had a rough experience with NyQuil back probably a little over 10 years ago, probably. I was this was back in my mall security days.
The Paul Blart days.
Yeah, not really. I didn't wear the uniform or the Segway or really give a shit about the job.
You really wanted the Segway, though.
I did. I mean, that would have been completely awesome. Imagine chasing a shoplifter with a hatchet on a Segway.
Oh, that would have been tits. Some really bad, just headless horseman type bullshit.
It'd be like a weird Back to the Future if you fucking went back to the Indian times. They're all riding Segways.
Yeah. What is going on here?
But yeah, I was sick and I had to go to work, and I decided that it would be smart if I took a shot of NyQuil every 4 hours with a extra large Dunkin' Donuts coffee chaser.
That's an awful idea.
Oh my God.
That's the worst idea I've ever heard.
I was floating, dude. It was the strangest feeling. It felt as if my head was floating about 5 feet above my body.
You have an OBE, an out-of-body experience?
A little bit,
Almost.
Yeah. A little bit. And it was very weird, man. But it was awesome. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty fucking fun. I'm not saying, kids out there, but fuck that shit. Go and try it. It's fucking fun. Go and try it.
That right there was like if Slater from Days of Confused got a job working as a security guard.
Exactly what it would be like.
Hey, man, you know what I did the other day, man?
Took a couple of wax and NyQuil, chased it with some coffee. And I'm totally the biggest pussy as far as drug users go. That was my thing. A shot of NyQuil and a coffee. Great. Yeah, you're fucking hardcore, man.
Hey, he's hardcore. He's hardcore.
But it was
Dude,
fucking...
lock him up, man. Don't get him near Rite Aid.
I did.
Watch
and I did
out.
it for like 3 days. I was a mess.
Dude, I can't. Oh, fuck that.
I was a mess. But you know what, though? Fucking cold disappeared. Cold disappeared real quick.
See, it wasn't the NyQuil. That's not what you should be giving credit for. It was the Dunkachinos that you were drinking. It was the highly caffeinated.
I ran my coffee through. I fucked it all up. I was trying to do a runs through Dunkin' type of fucking gimmicky. Fuck it, they're not a sponsor anyway.
Believe me, if they want to be a sponsor, keep me caffeinated.
If they want to write a commercial, I'll read it perfectly, but don't ask me to do it off the top of my head. Please. That's a great selling point.
That's what Dunkin' Donuts wants to hear. Right before you plug them on a show, they want you to talk about how you combine Dunkin' Donuts and NyQuil together.
Yes,
because
America runs it as a hallucinogenic.
America runs hallucinations on Dunkin' and NyQuil.
You want to see God, man?
Man, you want to see some shit you've never seen before?
Well, all the while chasing junkie shoplifters through a store. I mean,
I know this is hallucinations
radio,
you must have
I was
seen.
literally going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like everything turns into fucking Donkey Kong. You just start rolling like Heineken cans down, trying to catch him on an escalator or something.
And not being the smallest of men obviously helped me. Having that 6 foot wingspan. Taking out clothing racks as I'm running through.
Grabbing something from As Seen on TV and chucking it at them. Oh, what a Snuggie! We're gonna try to snarl him in a Snuggie.
I thwarted his attempt with a ShamWow.
Because, that's really what they're there for.
Obviously. They're not for fucking wiping shit up.
No, come on.
Unless it's blood after Vince gets a hooker to punch him in the face.
See, that's like you do the old line from...
you think that, though? When the hooker beat the shit out of Vince, he wiped it up with a little ShamWow?
Oh, absolutely. Well, he wiped up the blood from after he beat the hooker. Just wipe that up.
Oh.
Hey, wipe yourself off. You dead.
You dead.
There it is.
It gets everything up.
It gets it. What do you got? What do you need? He's talk about over caffeinated individuals, but that was because there was the crack.
That was the cocaine.
Yeah, the cook.
Little bit of the cocaine.
He's under the teeth.
Yes.
It was NyQuil. It was a shot of NyQuil and then all under the teeth.
Got that nice green lips thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's another reason why I don't think I'd want to chug NyQuil. I hate drinking wine just because I get the. I mean, I love wine, but the stained teeth and the lips. You want to try to explain green like it looks like you just fucking took a shot in the mouth from a Martian.
They did on Dennis Leary's old show, The Job. They did a story arc where he was. It was very much like Rescue Me, where he was always trying to quit drinking.
Yeah.
But instead, he was substituting with NyQuil, so he's driving around sipping NyQuil. He had the green lipstick look on.
That's
it was fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's good.
And of course, he'd come home and his wife would be pissed at him because he was obviously kissing somebody with green lipstick, and he couldn't say.
Who the fuck wears green lipstick besides a raver? He
couldn't say that he was drinking NyQuil because that would break his rules with her if he was drinking. So it's like, no, I'm cheating on you. I swear.
Dennis Leary. They should actually have a show where Dennis Leary. Everyone gathers him around. It's an intervention for him to stop acting.
Oh, come on.
He's terrible.
Come on.
I'm sorry. I just have
I'll put up a lot more with his acting if he keeps writing.
I'm sorry. I'm against him just because he stole Bill Hicks's act and.
Oh, who gives a shit?
Hicks was much funnier.
In this day and age, I know he did. I know he did. And I agree with you. But in this day and age, who really gives a shit?
I don't know.
If you can get away with marketing somebody else's bit for your own financial gain.
But he did it while Hicks was alive.
Well, maybe Hicks should have done something about it. And I'm a fan of Bill Hicks, but you know what? Maybe he should have done something about it.
We'll have to agree to disagree.
I mean, we've all seen the Louis episode with him and Dane Cook, and we all know that backstory. You know what? Sometimes you just got to say, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm successful too.
Yeah.
So what? He took some of my jokes and now he's a big superstar. Big deal. I'd like to sell out arenas too, but you know what? I'm okay with me.
But you know what? I'd be okay with it if at least, he admitted it like Carlos Mencia. Carlos Mencia, I think,
dude,
still
if Joe
sucks.
Rogan came to me and told me I stole something from him, I don't care if he was completely wrong, I would admit to it. That dude's a dangerous man.
Well, yeah, Joe Rogan, absolutely.
And that's who it was. He called out Mencia live on stage in front of a crowd. Well, yes, you're gonna fuck.
Yeah,
like,
but he's also
choke you out.
But he's also gone on record and said it on what was it? Was it Heckler?
Yeah, but that was all after that stuff.
Oh, it was?
That was after he was. I mean, that was kind of where it started with Rogan at the club, where he basically called him out.
See, I did not know this story.
Yeah, he called. Well,
yeah,
him
absolutely.
out.
If Joe Rogan calls me out. All right,
what are you gonna do?
He's gonna either beat you up or he's gonna make you eat like octopus pussy or something in under a minute for a cash reward.
See, my NyQuil story pales in comparison to any Joe Rogan drug story, and I've listened to quite a few of them. That dude makes you want to do drugs, and in the best of ways.
Oh yeah,
in the best of ways. Not shooting junk.
Right,
but like
and we're also not talking about doing LSD out in a desert with another UFC fighter, and that UFC fighter sees the devil in your face and then proceeds to rip your heart out.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, but that actually happened.
That wouldn't be good.
No, that'd be the opposite of good. That'd be completely fucking horrifying.
As opposed to good.
What? Hey, that's a great. Hey, what do you want to do tonight, Mike? I don't know. How about we go out to the desert and I rip your heart out? While we're on LSD and maybe a little peyote in there too.
I don't know.
And you know what? Hey, I got a bottle of NyQuil too. Let's get really fucking crazy, okay?
As long as we get some pizza.
And we'll get some pizza. Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get really nuts. And we're gonna throw some fucking pineapple on that shit.
I can't stand when people fuck with pizza. I really can't.
Don't you dare talk down about Hawaiian pizza because it's fucking delicious.
No, I'm not saying that. All right.
Okay.
Here's what it is.
Well, how are we fucking with the pizza?
Here's my problem. See, there's nothing wrong. I've never had a bad cheese pizza, just a plain old cheese pizza. You've never had a bad one. There's always been varying degrees of good. This one wasn't as good as that one.
Okay,
that one wasn't as good as that one.
Even
a 3 a.m. Domino's cheese pizza fit its purpose.
Yeah.
And it was still pizza. It's dough, it's sauce, it's cheese.
Even when you wake up in the morning hungover and there's a cold Domino's
pizza.
Yeah.
When people start saying, I had a bad pizza, you always ask, well, what did you have on it? Mm-hmm. Because something on it fucked it up. That's what I mean by fucking with pizza.
But
you can, and I love that somebody said it. It wasn't. I'm not coining this phrase, so I'm not trying to take credit for it. But that pizzas are like blowjobs. You never really have a bad one. There's just varying degrees of good.
I can see that. I completely understand.
So they become bad when you start adding shit. Like once she starts throwing stuff up your ass, that makes a blowjob bad.
Well, yes.
It's like, what was wrong with just the blowjob?
Just the blowjob is good enough for me.
Why did you have to put your fist up there?
Now you're thinking you're overthinking. Stop it! That's a violation.
Simplify it.
Back away.
You're thinking too
from
much.
the dick.
Thinking too much.
Yes.
Reset.
I understand. Well, I understand what you're saying. I think.
Let's delete that.
I never go too overboard with my pizzas. Usually, I try to, stay in the realm of things that I know I like.
Sure.
But yeah, I can understand what you're saying, and especially when people just kind of.
I'm not against putting toppings. I don't.
But there are a lot of.
I'll get buffalo chicken pizza or barbecue chicken or pepperoni or stuff like that.
Well, but those are also safe bets. I mean, you can't.
Are, but they're
it's very hard
bets.
to fuck those things up.
True.
It's very hard. I mean,
True.
unless
but if somebody
the sauce
fucks
is
up,
awful.
you know it wasn't the pizza's fault. It was the chicken's fault.
Well, of course. Well, okay, fine.
See what I'm saying?
Yes, it was the chicken's fault.
Point me.
Okay, point. Yes. Okay.
I win.
But shut up. But you just don't go way overboard. There's a lot of these restaurants there. They try to
the gourmet pizzas. I can't stand
the gourmet pizzas, and it's like
yeah, I can't stand
okay,
them.
look, I understand what you're trying to do, but there's that fine line between wow, this is artisan, this is great. And like art itself, this is art. This is great. This is a great idea.
Sure.
Or wow, this is a crucifix in a urinal. That's art.
Too far.
That's fucking art. Really? What the fuck is that?
Don't judge me.
I just went. You go to an art exhibit. You see a Monet. You see a Dali. You see all these great paintings over the centuries that art has been there. And then you look over and you see like a giant white wall with a red dot just right in the bottom corner. It's like, what? This chick have a period or something? What the fuck is this? This is art? Well, it's the negative space. You have to look at that. Fuck God. You. Paint me a damn picture, even if it's a stick figure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and they're all, oh my God.
It's genius. It's genius.
Yes, and they're like swallowing.
I see what you were doing.
They're like swallowing the backs of their glasses because it's going so far into their throat because they're so fucking pretentious. And it's like, oh God, yes, I must have this on my yacht. Fuck you. You don't even know what fucking art is. I don't even know what art is because it's been so vaguely defined these days. Yeah. Fuck you. So yes, artisan pizzas, I can understand.
How did we get the artisan pizzas? It's a type of bread, isn't it?
Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, the weird webs we weave.
Is it a type of bread? No, it's not.
Artisan bread, yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it is. It's either bread or cheese.
I thought they were actually trying to go out of their way and calling themselves artists by creating these delicatessens.
Artisan.
I can't believe we're actually taking time out. Well, now that we're taking time out of
artisan bread.
Really?
Artisan's a bread. That's a type of...
I was just gonna plug something, and you just interrupted my plug.
You thought that was like a name of a pizza. That's the type of bread they use for the dough.
No, I thought they were no.
You thought they were being artsy?
I thought that's what I thought. I thought they were saying they were artisans.
No.
This is an artisan pizza. That's what I thought. New. See?
Learn something
Well, that's
new.
because you work on a fucking food show. So
well, expand your mind, baby.
That's expanding your stomach, baby.
Well, it's delicious.
I'm sorry, but at 11 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to hoof down hot dogs and
doing that is
steaks and
so
burritos.
good.
As much as I love all those foods,
so because they never bring in anything bad, obviously.
Well, yeah, but it's all something that it's like great if you had a hangover.
We got the pizza show coming up on Super Bowl Sunday, which is nice because they bring in way too much. It sucks when they bring in like one or two.
Well, yeah, but you said
because you got to eat them in front of them.
You said for the Super Bowls, though, usually for you is that they bring in so much that you end up going to Super Bowl parties and bringing
I
that
go home
stuff
with 8 or 9 pizzas. Yeah, that's great. I had one guy brought in a lobster shepherd's pie. Wasn't great.
It sounds interesting though.
Yeah, it looked great.
Wait. Pause.
Yeah.
Within a lobster shepherd's pie.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking like just basically taking the meat out and putting a lobster in there?
Yeah, it was.
Because that's disturbing.
It was like a shepherd's pie. It has a lobster meat inside of it, and then the lobster tail was kind of coming out the middle.
But the ingredients inside, are we talking lobster, mashed potatoes, and corn?
Yeah. I think it was. Yeah, there was lobster in there.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
nope.
I mean, like I said, it looked better than it tasted.
Oh, I'm sure it looked
definitely
beautiful.
Looked better than it tasted. I don't know who made it.
You know, that's the thing with lobsters is like, it's like the dish itself could be terrible, but you could make them all look good.
Yeah.
Or either that, or they all look terrifying and look like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Like,
Which one?
You're waiting for it to come out and just grab you by the face as you're singing some calypso music.
I recently had at Legal a lobster burger.
Lobster burger.
Yeah, and it wasn't good. Again,
see, you have my attention. I'm like, oh, lobster burger, and then it's like,
it's a public service. It's another one of those things. It's like I said, I thought the same thing. Sounds great. Yeah. I like lobster. I like burgers. I like the food here. What could go wrong? So they bring it.
Wait.
First of all,
before you go, had you drank NyQuil the night before?
Nope. It was a date night type of thing.
No NyQuil.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Clean, sober.
Because sometimes I would figure,
showered, aromatic.
I understand that you do make those decisions like, hey, lobster, burger,
absolutely.
Hey, peanut butter, jelly, yes. Hey, spaghetti and ham.
What?
I like both those things. You know what I mean? But
here's
usually I make those things when I'm stoned.
Another drunken service
something.
for you. Coors Light and Raisin Bran do not mix.
Oh,
that was one. Late night, had no milk.
Because Coors Light,
Raisin Bran into the bowl. I'm like, well,
you didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah, I did it. This was This is probably 10 years ago.
Someone just told me the other day that
you know why
they did Special
movie.
K and Kahlua.
Oh, the cereal.
Yeah. No. Sorry.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Sorry. Well, we were talking cereal. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
What'd they say?
I don't trust this person's
you
opinion.
Ask these things.
No, I don't trust it. This person is a Coors Light drinker. I'm sorry. I just can't trust it.
But I think I saw it in a movie or something. That's why I did it. And I also did it because I was very drunk and I wanted to eat cereal.
Oh, yeah. What movie was that?
I don't know.
I do remember that vaguely.
I want to say maybe like Lethal Weapon or something.
Yeah, something.
One of those Mel Gibson alcoholic movies.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, he must be cool because look how gritty he is by pouring beer into
It must be a great
cereal.
drunk meal or something like that. Yeah, but anyway, back to the burger. First of all, it's giant.
Of course.
It's you can't see this, but it's like.
It's about
there.
Okay.
It's a
half a foot.
As far as height wise,
tall.
as far as height wise, it's probably a bun or two bigger than a Big Mac.
Yeah, but
taller.
Well, the advertised Big Mac.
The advertised Big Mac.
Because the real Big Mac is about I don't know, 2 inches tall.
The advertised Big Mac.
Squished down.
So it's about a butt or two bigger than the advertised one.
Yeah.
So it's a big burger, and you get it. And the problem I had with it was the lobster kind of dulled out the flavor of the burger. So it almost became...
Was this a lobster burger, or was this lobster as well as an Angus?
It was an Angus burger with lobster meat on top of it, and then all the burger condiments.
Yeah, no thanks.
And what it did is the lobster dulled out the meat flavor, so it was almost like a cardboardy, flavorless burger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it just...
I could see that too, because lobster. I mean, lobster in itself,
it was like a fucking $16 burger.
Of course.
That was the real bitch of it all.
But the lobster in itself, no matter what, wherever you are, if you're having lobster, I mean, lobster mac and cheese, lobster whatever, it's like it drowns out flavor.
What would have been better if they had given me the burger and then like a lobster claw on the side.
So you can have the option.
You could have it like you could eat it separately.
Yeah.
As a weird fancy fucking side garnish or some such shit. But mixing it all together,
that's the $1 million garnish right there.
It really is.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're gonna put this lobster claw right here.
Yeah, well, you go into any restaurant.
How about you
give
me the fucking parsley? Just put the parsley there and don't charge me the extra $9 it is. This burger is $8 is at best.
Actually, keep the parsley. Nobody's gonna eat it. So
just put a pickle on there.
There you go. I'll have
just
the pickle.
Give me a feckin' pickle.
I'll eat the pickle.
Give me a feckin' pickle and some feckin' sweet potato fries and some sort of vinegar.
That's an all right Boston accent.
Yeah,
that's all right.
It's better than Affleck's.
It's true.
Affleck. Affleck.
Oh man.
Douchebag.
But yeah, that's that would have been a better choice on having it on the side.
Well, how do they display the tail? Because usually any lobster dish always has to use the tail. Did they display it? I figured it'd be sticking out of the burger itself.
No, I mean, it might have been like on the side or something, gussied up, but
so this is
it wasn't in play.
This was at
if
legal.
You will. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to legal.
Yeah, it's on the legal menu.
Yeah, no thanks.
So I guess the main bullet point would be if you're going to legal seafood, stick to seafood.
Oh yeah.
Don't try to get a fucking burger and expect it to be something.
Well, I mean that's like going to Friendly's, and you go and you're like, oh, what do you usually get at Friendly's?
Order anything but a grilled cheese.
Yeah, you order anything but a grilled cheese or some sort of sandwich. It's like, oh, I go to Friendly's and get the fettuccine alfredo. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
You get a grilled cheese and a fribble, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's excellent.
Go there for what they're known for.
You feel like an 11-year-old boy.
Seriously, grilled cheese, and you know what? You can get the tomato soup too because that's probably Campbell's.
That's excellent.
And that's it. Just go with what you know.
I haven't been to Friendly's in forever.
What do you go to Olive Garden for? Do you go to Olive Garden for a fucking burger? No.
Come on.
You go for pasta, even though the pasta's not really that great, but still, that's what
Boston.
you go there
for.
We
have a North End. Why would you go to Olive Garden?
Because
to begin with?
I'm not in Boston. And besides, you try parking in the fucking North End. I'm not taking a T for the North End. Fuck that. T fucking leaves. It's over at like 11. Whose night ends at 11? If you're having fun,
you can take a very convenient $90 taxi cab.
Yeah, no thanks. What would I look like? Mike Wendt outside in fucking Bumsville?
Hey, that was self-preservation, my friend.
East Bumfuck.
It was either give
Boston.
the man my money or get stabbed.
I think I would have rather gotten stabbed. You know, what do you say?
I had shit to do the next day.
Yeah, well, you should have thought of that before you went out.
It wasn't my fault. I passed out on a train.
Yeah, it is your fault. You intoxicated yourself. You're probably drinking too much NyQuil that day.
Okay.
I don't have to set my alarm tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Here's my NyQuil.
I'm sorry. I disappointed you, Billy?
Yeah, a little bit. No, actually, you know what? I'm not disappointed because that's exactly who you are.
Exactly.
See, we're 11 shows in. I know you.
Don't judge me.
This is it. This is our last show. That's it.
No, it isn't.
I know.
No, it isn't.
I got nothing to do on Tuesdays anyway.
Seriously.
I'm waiting for us to be picked up by something.
Oh, that's the dream, man. What were we just talking about?
I have no idea. We were talking about lobster.
Lobster burgers, lobster meat.
What the hell are we going to talk about right now?
Lobster dick.
What's something in the news?
Well, the inauguration.
Oh, yeah. I missed that.
Yeah, I was watching the Bruins game.
You watch it? Okay. You got the Bruins game, but, you know, if it's a re-election, why all the pomp and circumstance if it's the same guy going in?
Did you read my Facebook?
Yes, I remember.
Okay.
That's why I said it.
I felt the same.
What's the
fucking
big deal?
yes.
Like, and obviously kind of showed because only what hundreds of thousands rather than like 1 million people went to see him inaugurated again.
Well, they said they were trying to downplay it for the. I don't care. And every post on there was about money. Like my whole point, the post I made on Facebook was that I feel it's kind of silly to do a big inauguration for a guy who's being reelected, and I felt it's kind of like the couple that makes a huge deal about renewing their vows, even to the point they make a bigger deal than when they originally got married.
Right.
It's like he's already president. He doesn't have to put his hand on the Bible and swear in again. It's like he just keeps his job.
Right.
It's like he didn't get fired this year is all it was. If you want to break it down and you want to dumb it down, that's what it was. He didn't get fired this year. So it would be like anybody who has a job out there, every 4 years
you continue to do your job,
you have to go through an interview process again. No, I understand it's a little bit different, and they had to do the whole election thing. But you know what? You did the election to keep your job, and you kept your job. Now we have to rehire you?
Yeah.
Like go through the formalities of it? The formalities is what seems silly to me. It should have just been another day. It just should have been business as usual. But instead he threw, what did I hear? He threw like 4 fucking parties. I guess the first time there was 11. And this time around there was 4.
Well, I understand the 11 because hey, that was the first black president. You know, that was a big deal. No matter what you say, even if some guy goes, "Oh, but he's only half black," it's like it doesn't matter. Still, I mean, I understand that's huge.
I get the inauguration for a new president.
Yes,
because it's a new president.
Yeah.
I get that. And if Romney won, absolutely inauguration. But re-electing, it's like, first of all, I don't know too many people that are happy with the president these days. So,
well, I
understand that you know enough people were happy with him. Were happy enough with him to get him reelected. But I guess my main bullet point here is I don't see the point of all the pomp and circumstance for a guy who's just going to be the same dude. Yeah. It's not a different guy. It's not a new president. He's the same. Now, okay, here's a question that I don't know if you can answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Now, he's going for a second term.
Yeah.
Now, he was what, the 43rd or 44th president?
43rd or 44th.
We should know this being Americans, but fuck it.
No, it's okay. It's all right because Americans are stupid, so we're
now,
right up there.
His second term, does that make him the next number up?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't think so.
Like if okay, for argument's sake, 43rd president, does he now go in as the 43rd and the 44th?
No, because I think I remember.
See, that makes the inauguration even more silly.
Right.
He's just the same fucking guy.
I think I remember looking that up when I was a kid when Clinton got reelected. Yeah. And obviously, I think he remained the. Yeah, I think Obama's got to be 44th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because that would make Clinton was 42nd, and Clinton after his second term was still 42nd. Yeah. And then Bush
was 43 and he's 44.
Yeah.
So he just stays the 44th president. It's not like he's the 44th and the 45th.
True.
Makes it even dumber. The only saving grace out of the whole thing, bringing up Slick Willie Clinton, is, did you see the photobombing he did of fucking Kelly Clarkson? Checking out the fucking big fat ass up in the...
Someone made a great meme of it already. It's like, I used to have one of those, except she wore a hat.
And it was a Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah. I love it.
Badass.
That was Kelly Clarkson. I had no idea. Clarkson. I thought it was just some blonde.
Yeah, that's Kelly Clarkson.
See, I mean...
And it's like, you look at that, it's like, dude still got it.
Oh, of course he does.
He's still Bill Clinton.
One of the best all-time memes that came out was Obama, and he's doing his I think it was a speech for something. He was addressing the audience, and he's like, he's got his hand to his face, and he's kind of just grimacing, and you just see in the background Clinton coming in, and he's got his hands out to the side, and he's got this big smile on his face, and it's like, you know, and then everyone's making the memes, and it's like, you know. someone say invade something, and it's like, you know, like really bad pun. Clinton.
That's another thing. I know that's your thing, but the memes are getting a bit out of control. Not yours in particular, because I tend to like yours.
Thank you.
Because you're a clever person. But
Thank you.
And it's not kissing your ass. It's just the majority of them are just fucking enough.
Well, because everything.
And it's all the same shit, and everybody gets reposted, and it's like there's no comments, there's nobody's posting anything anymore. It's the same fucking thing.
Well, okay, but for me personally, I would much rather see either the same picture or a similar picture instead of just the wah on Facebook and whatnot.
Yeah,
I mean, because you're gonna get it, but it's like,
I guess,
you're living in New England. Oh my God, it's snowing. Oh, I hate the weather.
It's like, I posted this morning too.
It's like, fuck off. You live in New England. You know the way the weather works. This ain't your first rodeo.
When it doesn't snow, they're pissed. Nobody's happy.
Nobody's happy in New England.
Basically, what we need to do.
Nobody's happy on Facebook, but
I need to get Dr. Beeper in here, or what was it, Beaker? That was the Muppet I was trying to do. Shitty reference.
Benson.
Anyway, fuck it. Moving on. I got to get my weather machine working.
Yeah.
So that I can have
the weather machine's in Alaska, by the way.
A sunny, 70-degree day with beautiful white flurries that cover the trees ever so gently and make all of it look pretty, but doesn't affect any road conditions.
Right. You know what? Still,
that, my friends. What?
How
will somebody complain? Go ahead.
I'm gonna blow up your entire thing.
How
right
are
now.
you gonna kill my utopia?
Because even if you had a beautiful 70-degree day, everyone is just happy, wonderful, and there's still snow falling on the ground. Even if somehow you made it rain, but no one got wet, whatever it was,
self-drying jackets. There we go.
No matter what, you still got traffic. And someone's still going to fuck you over on that, and they're still going to be pissed off. And you know what? People will still tweet and Facebook from traffic, from the accident that they just got in, because they're tweeting. It's the weather's fault. And it's somehow the weather's fault. Right. Oh, absolutely. Right. No matter what, you can never make everyone happy.
Never make anybody happy.
Sorry, Mike.
So give up.
Just try to make at least one person happy.
Did you?
Me.
Of course. You. That's why I compliment your memes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you see the George Stephanopoulos guy call Bill Russell Morgan Freeman?
I did see that.
That's another good one. Like that little tidbit. Even though
he was Stephanopoulos, he did something else too. He just, I mean, it was this, but he did something else too. I had to Google to see
who the fuck he was. I didn't really.
But yeah, I mean, how do you fuck up? I mean, okay.
He was even wearing a Celtics hat.
Yes. And I can see that there's a few similarities because Morgan Freeman has completely let the beard grow out every once in a while.
Dude was wearing a ball cap to an inauguration.
Bill Russell could do whatever the fuck he wants.
A little disrespectful, if you ask me.
Bill Russell can do whatever the fuck he wants. Doesn't matter.
I would have had a little bit more respect for him. I mean, the Bruins were playing. Throw a Bruins cap on, babe.
Come on, he was never on the ice.
I know.
He's never on the ice, but he's one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived.
I know.
Obama loves the basketball, loves it, and stop it. And Bill Russell, sorry, say what you will, that guy, and plus he's pushing, what, 70? He's got to be.
He's up there.
No one's going to tell Bill Russell to take his hat off.
I know.
And it's like, telling Danny Trejo to not be cool. There you go. So
Bill
he's 78.
Russell's 78 years old.
So you're not going to tell a 78-year-old man, especially when it's not really that important, and it's Bill Russell. It's a big deal.
It's not really that. Thank you for agreeing with me that the presidency is a fucking sham.
Bill Russell wearing a hat to the inauguration has nothing to do with the presidency. I'm saying that, okay, if he didn't take it off, I'm sure they would have made a big fuss, but if they didn't take it off during the national anthem, which was lip-synced, apparently, that, okay. Yeah. Although, I guess if it was lip-synced, he really didn't have to take it off because it wasn't really performed.
Well, that's the other thing. They're saying Beyoncé lip-synced national anthem.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. And because I think it was happening during the Bruins game. It was Monday afternoon, right?
Yeah, and I was on air.
So I was watching the Bruins game, and I saw, Twitter and whatnot. So I saw that people were kind of going batshit because she popped the earpiece out and just started belting it out. And I guess people were happy with it live. And now all of a sudden people are saying she was lip syncing.
So wait, she popped the earpiece out to belt it out?
Yeah, like she had. I don't know if it. Now again, I haven't seen the video. I'm coming at you completely uninformed about this, but what I gathered was She had the earpiece in, which was obviously feeding her either words or whatever.
She could lip sync it. Yeah.
And popped out the earpieces and just rocked it out. And what I gather, she did a good job.
Well,
I mean, at least the people I talked to this morning were saying it was one of the better ones. I mean, it's, you know, they always hold it up to the Whitney Houston one, but it wasn't.
Well, but that one right there ruined it for everyone else because everyone's got to try to top that one.
I guess it was a really good rendition of the national anthem, and they're saying she lip synced it. And
but don't you have to give her kind of credit for popping out the earpiece and maybe just belting it out?
Even if she was lip syncing. She sang it at one point.
But what do you expect?
She sang it at one. I
what do you expect though with the pop stars today?
At this point,
they lip sync everything,
and it wasn't even like
she's gonna lip sync the Super Bowl,
right? Well,
Madonna did.
They
lip sync. You go
that's
and
a contractual thing. They don't allow you to sing live there.
You pay these people. Some people.
Let's put it that way.
Some people pay $250 to go see these performers, these Beyoncés, these Lady Gagas, these Madonnas, whatever, and you go and you pay to watch them lip sync their performances because what? The dance pieces are so good. I mean, fucking Gaga falls all over the stage most of the time. Even if she's singing some of the songs.
I mean,
even the Chris Browns of the world, they're all lip syncing because what? The dance is so good. So why even go to the fucking show?
I don't.
Bieber does it. It's like, come on.
Terribly that big of a deal, especially in situations like this because you want to get it right.
Well, you want to get it right, especially how many times have they been fucked up?
This is not a fucking Cubs game, okay?
Right.
This is. The presidential inauguration.
As much of a big
despite the fact that I just got over saying how silly it is, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
She's up there in front of the president of the United States and all the fucking dignitaries and all the bullshit.
Completely.
And she's singing the national anthem at the inauguration.
Right.
This is something you don't want to fuck up.
Right.
You don't want to forget a word. You don't want the mic to cut out. You don't want to stutter. You don't want to hiccup. You want it to be perfect. So what's wrong with recording it the day before, which is usually what they do. They do a dress rehearsal, record it, and play it back. They do it at fucking Fenway. They record it the day before during a dress rehearsal, and then they play it back. Usually, as long as you can lip sync,
absolutely,
because which we all learned how to do in 4th grade.
Because with something like that, I mean, with something like that, you know, obviously you're hiring a professional performer, quote unquote.
Sure. And it's not like she didn't sing it the first time.
Right. Exactly. It's her voice. It's not like it's not like a Milli Vanilli thing or something.
Like that.
It's not like you got Nicki Minaj singing it,
right?
You know, and then Beyonce lip syncing it,
right?
But you know, you have this. You hire these professional people, so you don't have like a Roseanne or
right.
Or you know the girl there that sang, you know. Sang it at a hockey game and then forgot the lyrics. It's like, because how many times?
Well, she was on Tosh. On Tosh. Yeah.
But look at Christina Aguilera at the Super Bowl fucking it up.
She fucked it up too.
And you know that probably would have been better. Her career wouldn't have gone. She's got the voice.
Known people who have done the national anthem, it doesn't matter how well. And it's not that they forget the words to the song. It doesn't, because we all know.
Well, you know what?
Stay with me for a second. Stay with me. It's not that they forget the words to the song. It's that you're standing, and it doesn't matter. And what I've been told, you're standing in front of 20 to sometimes 40,000 live, millions watching at home, and it's just you. It's not like you're out there shaking your ass doing fucking bootylicious. You're singing the nation's song. That's a lot of nerves going through your body. And if you stutter, it happens. You move on. You don't sit there and shit your pants. You move the fuck on, and you just go to the next thing. Now, it sucks because in this, of course, the second you stutter it up, you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
First second. It doesn't even matter how genuine you were about it. You could have had a brain aneurysm, got over it, finished the song. You'd still be laughed at on YouTube. Doesn't matter. But
and every single news site. And,
it's new. It's nerves. That's all. And most of the time. I'm not saying there's exceptions to every rule.
But I will say this though, that you know, as much as you know, you give them crap for and not you specifically, but the media themselves gives these performers crap.
I'll be honest, I laugh when I see that shit.
Absolutely, but you know what? I get over it. It's not like something I'm going to keep harping on. But
no, people get very angry though.
But you have something like that, and these media sites just blow it up and blow it up. But you know what? Pull, Billy Bush or pull any of those guys, those media guys aside. Pull people out of the stands, and just one-on-one, tell them to recite the national anthem.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, they'll hit the normal points, the beginning. They'll probably hit the Bob's bursting in air. Yeah. But they'll skip a few parts because they don't remember it. And, and as a refresher course, maybe sometimes when I do see it and I see like Renee singing it,
sure,
or I see something else, I'll sit there and try to memorize and remember, see if I can remember.
See how good of an American you are.
How many times a day do you think of that song?
No, you don't.
You think of it at sporting events, and that's pretty much it. And 4th of July.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry,
National holiday type shit and sporting events.
And I'm sorry, but you know what? For my money,
you think of it more at sporting events than you do at national holidays.
But for my money, if only the word God wasn't in it, God Bless America is a much better song.
Oh, I know, but God forbid.
But you can't. God forbid you put that in there. But it's like that song or America the Beautiful, way better song. Our national anthem is a fucking news report. And a lot of people will say like, oh, it's from 1776. It's from the War of 1812. It's like, come on, what the hell is going on, Francis Scott Key? What are you doing?
So stupid. People just don't even they don't even care to get facts straight.
No.
It's just so silly. They'll just spit anything out and hope it's right. It's like the weather bullshit that we were just talking about.
Shoot first, ask later.
I mean, the weather people, that is the best racket in the world.
You're lying. You get paid to lie.
You can, not only do you, I'm sure, 100% lie on a daily basis, but you can be so far off, but still keep your job.
Yeah.
Like,
you still get paid.
Like last night, we were supposed to have like the storm of the year.
Yeah.
It was predicting 10 to 12 inches.
Yeah. In some areas, yeah.
In some areas, all this stuff. And of course, it was a dusting. It was nothing.
I don't even know where I was. It wasn't even a dusting. It was like a sneeze.
Yeah. But of course, I work in the overnights. I was online and saw a bunch of
school closures.
Not just those overzealous guys. Yeah, there was a few school closures.
Well, because most of those teachers just want a day off.
But more importantly, the plow guys were bullshit, because all the evening news reports, supper time news reports, were saying 10 to 12 inches. Guy driving a plow all night's going to go to sleep right then.
Yeah.
Went to bed at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Gets up at midnight and is looking outside. There's not a fucking speck of snow on the ground. Now what do I do? Not only am I broke, I'm awake. It's like they've ruined, and it's, you look at those guys, and those guys. Who else do you have to look at this point?
Yeah.
But the people predicting the news. And I know it's predictions. It's you can't control. We don't have our weather machine just yet where we can predict.
It's in Alaska, Mike. It's in Alaska.
I understand
Conspiracies.
I understand that. I'm saving for my plane ticket. I am. I'm saving up for my plane ticket. But it's one of those jobs that you can be so. I guess the only way to put it is so bad at your job, because you're not getting it right. That's your one job, to tell us what the weather's going to be.
Yeah.
And you're not right, yet you continue to keep your job.
Absolutely. I mean, you're telling me a trash man doesn't, takes a couple days off, doesn't pick up the trash, right. And he's going to keep his job.
Right. If he just decided, I'm going to miss this block.
Yeah. It's like, someone's going to complain. But it's like thousands of people complain on Facebook every day. Or thousands of people complain, probably call in. It's like, what the, I'm sure there are older people that are just like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's fortune telling is what it is.
Yeah.
If you think about it,
it's almost like cold reading.
I'm sitting there trying to think, what other job, I mean, where you're basically guessing.
You know what days?
And I know the meteorologists, they have their tools and their things and their barometers and their farmer's almanac and whatever the fuck else.
Doppler radar system.
Come on.
Tony Petrarca. That's the only name that always sticks with me. Tony Petrarca.
But it's fortune telling.
It is.
You're guessing.
It's a
carny act.
It is.
You're guessing.
Weight. Yeah.
It's a horoscope reading. You're reading a palm. Oh, you'll be very fortunate in your love life next week. Nothing happened next week. Fuck, I'm gonna get my money back. You can't.
You can't because they've already moved on.
You know, I mean, if a person reading the weather fucks up like they did last night, we're gonna get 10 to 12 inches, and we barely have a thumbnail out on the ground.
But you know what
Do they have to give up their salary?
Yeah,
for
but
that day?
no. But you know what they love though is that then they show the map, and they show the storm coming in. And it's like 10 to 12 inches, and then the next day it's like, well, we didn't predict it, but this wind gust came by. It's like the kid that Johnny, where's your homework? Well, I was doing my homework, and all of a sudden this eagle flew in through the window, snatched up my homework, flew out the door, and it was gone. And I couldn't have predicted that happening. It's like, they cover their ass a lot, but then, or it's that next week, and it's like, oh no, this is the week we're gonna get 10 to 12 inches. And you know what the worst thing is? We'll still fucking believe them. It's like somehow,
because what else
you know what those Doppler
have?
radar systems do?
We don't know any better.
They wipe your memory clean. They wipe it clean.
It's the Men in Black mind eraser.
And that's all it is. It's stationed.
This is why I don't watch the news. This is why I don't watch the news.
It's what Tony Petrarca's there for. He just wipes minds.
I get all my news from my own imagination.
Yeah. No, they got that's what these soap operas are for. That play before the news comes on. It's just that's the real amnesia that comes in.
It's cleansing your palate.
I don't remember a thing.
Nothing happened
just
yesterday.
You know what? It's just one giant bottle of
Medication time. Medication time.
Nurse Ratchet just comes through in the middle of the night.
And they drill your head while Chief runs out the window.
Put your hand up, Chief! Put your hand up, Chief!
Want to watch the game, Chief?
Chief!
What an amazing movie.
Kesey hated it. Guy who wrote One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest hated the movie. Hated it. Detested it because it was such a far...
I never read the book.
The book is great. But
but
the movie's great too. I love the movie and I love the book, but it's like you could see the differences.
Sure.
However, there was the famous story now that hated didn't want Nicholson, didn't want anything to do with it. But he's turning the TV one night and he's just kind of flipping through the channels and some movie's on and he goes, "Oh, this looks pretty good." He's watching, oh, it's pretty good. And he goes, "Wait a minute. I know what this is."
No shit.
And he turned it off immediately. It was Cuckoo's Nest.
He was liking it a bit too much.
He was liking it, and then he goes, "Wait a minute, I know what this is." Ken Kesey, the original hipster.
That might have just, but that's a little bit of the, it's mine, not wanting his baby touch type of thing.
Well,
but obviously you got to make some money.
But there was a message in his book. It was a lot of anti-establishment. It was a lot of this and that. It was Vietnam. Yeah. It was this. It was here and there. He had layers upon layers. They cut a lot of it out and they made it more of like a rebellious thing for Nicholson in that role. But still, you watch that movie.
It's a great movie.
Christopher Lloyd, Danny DeVito as Martini, which is one of the funniest characters ever. What's his name that played Billy Bibbit?
Brad Dourif.
Brad Dourif, who's
the voice of Chucky, right?
Yeah, yeah. And countless other things that
Deadwood and
Lord of the Rings, which I know you haven't seen, but he's in so many things. It's like you got all those guys.
I think Dourif is how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah, because
I know it's spelt as if you would pronounce it Dourif.
Yes. Nicholson was a great role for him. Everything about that movie is just a lot of fun and except for the end. But and the other big thing was that
historically,
but Cuckoo's Nest itself, the book is told from the perspective of Chief.
Oh.
And that was his biggest thing. It
would
was
have been
like
a silent movie, wouldn't it?
Well, it's inner monologues and whatnot, and that would have been kind of cool if you think about it. But whatever.
Well, what are you gonna do?
It's like either way.
You can't please everyone.
You can't please everyone, but either way.
And I'm sure for him it's very hard to detach when you're going to watch something like that.
Also, a guy like Kesey who was working in a mental institution when he was younger and came up with the whole thing and supposedly did the whole, electric shock therapy for research, quote unquote, for the book.
Love that gimmick.
Who the fuck does that, man?
Doing it for research.
Hey, I'm going to write this book about I don't know, working in the radio business, and in this one scene, I'm gonna have maybe the radio jock just get electrified.
Why not?
He's just gonna. So I'm just gonna take these two wires here and just put them on my tongue for research. Like, what are you fucking kidding me?
Because it might happen.
Because yeah,
it might happen one day.
And monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Good one.
Thank you.
Good one.
The Mirthmobile.
But yeah, I mean, even the Nurse Ratched character historically has gone down in like almost every list. If you get movie villains,
she's like usually top 10.
She's usually top 3. I mean, usually one's Vader.
Yeah.
Usually, and she's usually in 2 or 3.
But she's better than Vader. Hell, I'd put
It is what it is.
I'd put only because of the way Vader panned out. I mean, he's like
original trilogy.
Yes,
please.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, he redeems himself at the end, so really he's just more of a confused guy than a villain.
Sure.
But I'd put fucking like Tom Berenger in
Empire only.
Yes, I would put Tom Berenger in Platoon as a bigger asshole and villain than, you know what I mean?
I mean, still. And I know he makes a lot of the lists, but should be at least number in the top 3. Biff Tannen.
Oh my God, he's such an asshole, and he's an asshole.
Greatest movie villain.
He's an asshole for 200 years.
Man was robbed in the Academy Awards every year. Thomas F. Wilson,
totally.
Lifetime Achievement Award for the one role.
Hey, Freaks and Geeks, man.
For one
he was
role.
awesome in Freaks
Doesn't
and
matter.
Geeks. I'm just saying.
He was great. He was great in Franklin Bash. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that one role, he was robbed. But I read that Stephen King is looking to revisit The Shining.
Stop. It's already been done. It's already been done a second time.
He wants to
Stop.
He wants to write a book.
Nope.
From Danny's point of view as he's grown up.
Bad.
Just telling you what I'm reading.
From Danny's point of view?
He's grown up. What happened to Danny after that?
Stephen King has nothing else to do.
I mean,
just go to the Sox game and get hit by cars. Just stop.
You need a sequel in this day and age, man.
Oh, it's such bullshit.
You need to revisit and have sequels, so at least he's keeping himself busy and working.
You know, the last time he tried to keep himself busy with The Shining was when they tried to redo it for a TV movie starring Steven Wings Weber. Yeah. It was awful. Yeah. And it was supposed to be true to the book. I'm sorry, man. Kubrick made that book better. Don't care.
I know.
I don't give a shit.
I know.
Jack was awesome in that. Give me the bat, Wendy. Give me the bat.
What's the last thing Stephen King really did? At least the last book was adapted.
I know. Wasn't the Dark Tower the comic book series? I believe that was Stephen King.
Shit, why am I typing dark in? Jesus. Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen King. Like the last big thing that I know of him, because I'm not really a huge Stephen King fan, but the last big thing I know of him was getting hit by the car.
Yeah.
Are you Stephen King?
That was here, wasn't it?
No, that was in Maine.
Was it Maine?
New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
Where he lives.
I thought it was in Boston.
But it's like, Stephen King, like what? I that joke from Family Guy where it's like, Stephen King goes in to meet his agent, and it's like, I got this idea for it's a lamp monster, and it comes you're really reaching, aren't you? Yeah. Well, here's $25,000 for an advance or something.
A ton of pre-production stuff.
But
they're remaking Carrie. That's right.
Why? What are you going to turn it into an Impala?
No, it's just Carrie was the chick with the pig's blood.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Christine.
The girl from Kick-Ass playing Carrie, Hit Girl.
Trailer
doesn't look terrible, but it's only a teaser.
You're gonna put that movie out.
Oh.
Listen. You're gonna put that movie out in the age of no bullying.
Is what it is.
And it's a revenge movie.
Yeah.
Bad PR.
Let's see. It looks like, at least. I mean, he's got about 12 pre-production credits.
Yeah, but are these?
Creepshow is another one that looks like. It's gonna
come on! Don't remake Creepshow. Stop.
It's the latest one, but a lot of these also have question marks in the year space, so they're just announced. It's not even like they're.
If you're gonna do it,
I know Carrie's coming out next year.
If you're gonna do it,
or this year,
and not include Tim Curry,
no.
Although I guess the only thing I would change about it would be the spider at the end. Spoiler alert.
Boy, he doesn't have a lot of great credits.
No.
At least over the last 5 to 10 years.
Just stick to writing books that people ignore.
Reading here. As we just sit here reading on the air.
I know a bunch of people love Stephen King, and he will always have his niche. But it's
he had a great run.
But it's like you had a great run, but like, when was the last
relative TV movie was 2004.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm off of Stephen King. I'm done.
Yeah, that's doesn't. I mean, obviously he can pretty much never work again. He made Shawshank, Pet Sematary, Shining, fucking Green Mile, all.
And I believe
Running Man.
Oh, that's right, Running Man.
Richard Bachman.
That's right. And
did a few under the Bachman name.
What was the other one there? I believe he did Stand By Me.
Yep, that was his.
And his short stories end up being better than his actual long ass novels. I mean, The Shining, granted, although that wasn't really that long, but Christine, was it that good of a horror movie? Not really.
It's good for the time.
For the time, but you watch it now, it's like,
a lot of those are like that now.
And Carrie, Cujo,
Well, I mean,
Pet Sematary,
they're time capsule movies more than anything else.
They're genre movies.
His movies are very, very date specific.
It's like Evil Dead. It's like
Misery was his too.
Oh, that's right. But that was a short story as well.
Yeah.
And again, that was a great movie, but it was penned out of a short story, as was Shawshank.
And of course, how can we all forget Maximum Overdrive?
Well, that's just, that's
AC/DC. Thanks you.
That's number one right there. That is one of the greatest movies of all time. Emilio Estevez versus a Green Goblin themed Mack truck, just circling the area. Some of the best scenes in that movie are like the soda can machine going berserk and just firing sodas at the coach at the baseball field, or the dump truck with the watermelons as Who Made Who is just crank. The video game she played me, and it's just like going back and just dumping watermelons on the
video. Come on,
it was so good. It
was awesome.
Oh, I watched that movie on TNT. Used to do the TV show with, what was that redneck comedian before Larry the Cable Guy? Was Billy Bob something, or
I don't know.
Bob, whatever it was, but that was on there, and it was like that.
Yeah.
I think
Joe Bob Briggs.
Joe Bob Briggs. I think we talked about this before.
Yeah, he did a lot of those the cult movies,
the late night cult movies.
Yeah,
they were awesome, man. 11:30 or so, or 12, whatever it was, like late night.
He was like the
USA
non-titty
Network
version of Up All Night with Rhonda Shear.
Or Elvira. Yeah,
right.
It was like, oh, why am I watching this? But
remember those, the Up All Nights?
Awesome.
Holy
that's
shit.
Why, that's why the Half Baked with, or was it Half Baked or Fully Baked, or FX
on
does
FX,
it.
Fully
on
Baked.
FX, Fully Baked. And that's cool. Like, I wish they still had that. Like, get like a funny, stupid guy. I mean, what's Carrot Top doing these days? And have him like, I know you're rolling your eyes, and I am too, but get a guy like that and hosting late night movie marathons. Like,
I don't know.
do that again.
Get a titty woman, it'd be better.
Wow, of course. What's Carmen Electra doing these days?
What's Rhonda Shear doing? Come on.
You don't want to roll that out, do you?
Let's go old school, man.
You don't want to roll that shit out.
HD would look awesome on Rhonda Shear. This is what HD was made for.
Get Jenny McCarthy off the off her whole kids afflictions kick that she's going on.
Oh yeah.
She'd be autism.
Yeah, she'd be a good replacement.
One,
her and fucking Adrian Zemed.
Oh my god. You really went there?
I was searching for it.
By the way,
I was stalling for it. I was going for it.
Last night.
Yeah.
What was on? But the classic Adrian Zemed movie, Bachelor Party, was on last night. It's like, that's one of those movies that you just go, well, this is on. Act accordingly. Here we go.
It's funny because I recently watched that as well. I didn't watch it last night, but I watched it a couple weeks ago. And you're watching it, and you can almost imagine people in the 80s watching this being like, that Adrian Zmed's going places. That guy's going to be a star. And then like a year later, what the fuck happened to Adrian Zmed? Who is Tom Hanks?
Dude, isn't that the guy from Bachelor Party? Or no, it's even worse. It's like, isn't that the guy from Bosom Buddies?
Bosom Buddies, yeah.
And Peter Scollar never went anywhere from that.
Him and who else was in that one? Dudikoff was in that. He was the blonde guy, the blonde friend of theirs.
Oh yeah,
Michael Dudikoff, who did like, he was kind of like the if let's see, Lorenzo Lamas is like the C grade action star. Michael Dudikoff is like probably in the G area.
What was the Peter Sklar? The only thing I know that he did was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show.
Ooh, that's rough.
But it's like, imagine being that guy. I mean, you're technically Peter Sklar is the other guy in Wham. Is
I know.
It's like all these guys out there, just where you ever think that they call their successful mate up and just be like, hey, you think you can just spot me on the rent this week? You know what I mean? Or, hey, you remember when we used to do that thing? Like, well, I guess Perfect Strangers, they both never went anywhere.
Yeah, but at least people remember
Balky
Bronson can do appearances.
Yeah.
Nobody really gives a shit what happened to the other guy.
True. And at least he'll always and forever be lumped in with Lethal Weapon, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
So at least he has that. Whereas the other guy has, the only thing I remember him was a guest spot on Full House.
Wow.
Yeah. He sticks out in my mind because he didn't like Jesse.
No, cream really rises to the top, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's right there.
You know who was that was the other one I always, how do I forget? She's fucking star of the show. Tawny Katane.
Oh my
Talk
God.
About having like another one where I'm guarantee you it's like that around that time it's like she is gonna be a star.
Well, she started with the Warrant music video, right? Did she start there?
Whitesnake.
Whitesnake. Did she start there and then she went to that?
Yeah. Yeah, because she was dating the singer.
Yeah, and then where'd she go? She drop off drugs and whatever, and then she did
now she's got that
she did the Surreal Life,
bloated face look.
She did the Surreal Life on VH1.
Yeah, not
because
good.
no one wants to see her do splits anymore.
Apparently, did a couple episodes of Hercules with Kevin Sorbo.
Yeesh.
She did one episode of Married with Children.
Oh yeah, and I think she was made fun of heavily on that one.
Everybody around that time did an episode of Married with Children.
Hey. Tiffany Amber Thiessen was on Married with Children.
Always liked it when Jessica Hahn showed up on Married with Children. There's a name for the 80s.
You know who I loved when he was on? Bobcat Goldthwait.
Bobcat. I also like the subtle reference of having King Kong Bundy on as one of the Bundys.
Well, that's where the name came from.
Of course.
The Bundys and the Rhodes were King Kong Bundy and Dusty Rhodes.
And who else? And Kinnison would show up on it a lot. Because
Kinnison and Roseanne were supposed to be the original Alan Pegg.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a story I've never heard.
Yeah. They were originally, they wanted that, and Kinnison didn't, there was scheduling conflicts. I think the same with Roseanne. So they passed on it.
And then that probably turned into Roseanne.
And then Roseanne eventually. But, Married with Children was first, and then it was Roseanne.
Married with Children was excellent.
Still.
It was a great show.
Still watch it.
Thank God for Netflix.
Incredible show. Way ahead of its time.
Yeah, well, there is that. Yeah,
you know what? It's one of those shows that even though it got ridiculous at the end, and the later seasons, it was a little absurd.
I went to Drown 7.
Well, of course, so did everyone. But it was a little absurd.
I hated that they had to go all Cousin Oliver on us.
It was, but it made it even funnier because then they even alluded to it. Brady's never alluded to it.
No.
But they put his picture and his name on the back of milk cartons in the episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, hey guys, we're 7, and it's like, oh, you never came down. It's like they alluded to it. They jumped the shark frequently and made references to it. Yeah. And even though they did it, it was still funny.
It was
just that good.
Very Arrested Development of them.
Absolutely.
Just drawing attention to the fact that they were being absurd.
And they would draw attention to a lot of things. I mean, and I can't think of another show that blatantly made fun of their carrier, their cable network more than Married. Fox viewing positions, and it was like this, or how'd they get that? How do you get that show?
Remember the 3D episodes where you have to go to 7-Eleven and get the glasses, and buy a big gulp to get the glasses.
I mean, it was like hey, I can't. Who gave her that show? Fox, who do you think? You know what I mean? It was like they had these great nods to
I'm looking at their
crap.
IMDb. Wasn't Cheech the voice of the dog at one point?
For a brief time, and then there was the other guy that he ended up.
So much more a fan of when Cheech was the dog. Cheech
was very funny when he was Buck. I'm a big fan of just when I got something, a favorite TV show or movie, I got to learn something about it. And Married with Children, I have tried to learn everything about that show.
Yeah.
And because it was so good, the writing was awesome.
I think I'm very much the same way. I'm like, if I'm watching something, I have it on one screen, have Wikipedia on the other screen, and just reading through, or the comment section at IMDb.
I can't do that until the movie's over. And I've told you, the minute a movie, I get really excited.
I've seen it or not.
Yes, yeah. If I've seen it, absolutely. I'm on the internet searching up stupid things.
That's why I can't stand a lot of these new shows doing the what they call the second screen or the split screen type thing, because it's like you gotta fucking get the app or the iPad or whatever, and it's like. I have, admittedly, I mean, this show is based around ADD.
Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty decent at multitasking. But if I had never seen an episode before, I don't want to, especially if I like the show, like The Walking Dead does it. I know that much. I know a lot of the AMC shows have the second screen experience. Yeah, but if you're paying attention
to it,
it's like if you're watching this, you don't want to be over here or having a Twitter fight with somebody over the character development.
It's stupid. You want to watch the show. I'll have a fight with someone on a message board afterwards. Absolutely.
But that's what it is. It's like, because we've live tweeted a few events, award shows and whatnot, and it's fun. But it's like if it's a
it's an award show,
it's a drama show that you need to pay attention because this character could die and you're going to miss how and why.
Right.
You don't want to be over here making a dick joke about something.
Well, and it's also something for me too. Is like there's a lot of these shows get really smart. I mean, with Arrested Development, like you mentioned, but a lot of these other shows they foreshadow a lot or they hint at things, and you don't want to miss those little Easter eggs in there because that's the cool thing about some of these shows.
I've recently, this past week, started over on Arrested Development.
So good.
Started back at episode 1. Wow, some of the subtle, like really, really minuscule foreshadowing that I never picked up on. Like like I thought I was pretty good at spotting a lot of their hidden jokes and stuff. But man, it's like Jesus, they were thinking seasons in advance, and you gotta almost think it's like, because you, especially in this day and age with television, you don't know if you're gonna get a second season,
right?
So it's almost got to be like, all right, we're gonna put this here, maybe it will pan out.
Well, that's the thing too.
Maybe we'll be able to pay this off.
I know that they have the new season coming out, but it's like you gotta wonder what little glimpses here and there throughout those 3 seasons did they throw in there that we're gonna eventually be allowed, like, and it's not
because we're
not even anything
because
major.
They did pay off.
Right.
We're going back and noticing these because they did pay off, and it's referencing something. There's I'm sure there's shit in there that we're not picking up on because there was no payoff. It's just a thing that's
the payoff
there.
wasn't until the 5th season.
Right.
But they were building for it. I mean, and again, I love the reason to love that show is the attention to detail.
Yeah.
Because they pick up on those things and they make it even more fun because, again, you can continually go back and rewatch that show.
There's no frivolous set dressing.
Over and
Everything
over.
is deliberately there for...
The replay value of that show is so high. And the fact that no one else is... I mean, Adult Swim doesn't pick up that show and try to run with it.
IFC has it.
IFC has it, but it's like, if I was anyone out there, I would have picked that up immediately and just been running the shit out of it. I'd rather watch that than, 3 different stations running How I Met Your Mother or
I don't know the syndication rules. I know they didn't have a lot of episodes. They only had the 3 seasons.
Right,
so that's probably at the most 60-something episodes.
But I mean, you could just play that over and over.
Well,
and over
I know,
again.
and IFC does. They run, I think, 2 or 3 episodes every night.
But that's great.
And
especially the way that people are these days.
Yeah.
That's another thing. There you go. You bring back your late night marathon things. Your FX does your fully baked.
Yeah.
That's something that you add to it to make it different.
Yeah. I like it. Let's start a network.
All right. We'll probably get it launched before the WWE does.
Probably. Well, we have something that's marketable.
Of course, yeah.
We're not just trying to stroke our own ego over here. I want a network.
Let's put 70-year-olds into a house and see how that pans out.
I want to see Roddy Piper and Mean Gene live together. Make sure you get a lot of toilet shots.
That'll put butts in the seats. Yeah, well, wrestling stuff. Maybe we'll get to that next week.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we got the Royal Rumble on Sunday. We're working on putting something together. Something. There was hope of a Hooters viewing party, but that fell through really quickly. And I was hoping that we were going to do our little cross promotion with STS and have them do a run-in show since we were all going to be in the same place together.
Yeah, but they suck.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
so we're the heel show. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're definitely
the
heel
heels.
You come down here to my radio station.
Sunday night, January 27th, Hooters Saugus will take you down in a podcasting.
It's a podcast preview battle royale.
Wings legal. Beer legal. Hooters legal.
Yeah.
No holes. Oh, fuck it. We know what we're doing. But that fell through.
The wings ain't the only thing that's gonna be hot that night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but so that's
fell
not
through,
happening.
But hopefully we'll be able to put something together.
But I'm sure we'll have a nice review for that because
if nothing
I've been dying to do a wrestling show with you because usually
we spend the first 2 hours off
pre-show
air.
that no one else hears is pretty much the wrestling show.
The wrestling show really is like our secret show.
Yeah.
Because we have like hours of content that we delete every week.
Yeah. We're usually, a lot of you don't know this, but we usually talk for about 2 hours before we actually talk. And
it's
what
usually
you
about
hear.
Monday Night Raw.
And it's usually about Raw or something stupid like that. And I'm sure there's plenty of you that actually really want to hear that. Or maybe just 3 of you. But maybe we'll get to that.
But maybe we'll do
week.
a show just for the 3 of you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The 3 of you in STS Radio.
And of course. And yeah, so and yeah, the STS Radio, they're friends of ours. They're also on Spreaker with us.
Yeah.
Give them a listen, give them a follow. You know the deal. Very funny guys. And of course, head on over to our Facebook page.
Yes.
Facebook.com/Mike and Billy Show. Give us a like.
A like or a listen or a comment or tell us how much we suck.
We got the Twitter page at Mike and Billy. Which I've been slowly keeping a little bit active.
I haven't.
I know, but it's hard
because I don't like the thing. I got 2 other Twitter things for work and then one for personal. And it's like you got to sign into all of them, and I can't sign into like 3 at the same time.
Your phone can.
Oh, can?
I'll show you how, because this isn't going to be a tech show. We're not going to wrap up with the tech show, but I'll show you how.
Awesome.
But yeah, so we got the Twitter page, which is at Mike and Billy.
I'm a Twitter tard, so
I'll school you.
Thank you.
I'll learn you on this.
Thank you.
And of course, follow, tell your friends, and stay tuned because we hope to have some very good news.
Big announcement.
Very good news for the show coming up in the next few weeks. So thanks again for listening to episode 11 of the Mike and Billy Show. I'm Mike Wendt.
I'm Billy Finnegan.
And we will see you next week for episode 12.
12!
Bye-bye.
Bye.